So I just got done showing you some lateral raises, and it just made me think at the end there, why don't we do rear delt? Because this is another one people mess up. I know I'm showing you, these are supposed to be exercises that people mess up. They just happen to be mainly dumbbell stuff. Because the machine, it's hard to mess up a machine because it's already pre-laid out. The travel, like the motion, the travel, the path in which your body travels, like pushing the weight is already laid out. So it's harder to screw that up. But with dumbbells, it's all up to the individual. And the individual screws some shit up because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So I'm here to help. I'm not trying to judge, like I said, I'm not trying to belittle you. I might come off that way sometime, but it's just me messing around with you. I want people not to get injured. I want people to know what the hell they're doing. I'm not a doctor, but I've been doing this for longer than most people in this gym. Never competed or anything, but I had no urge to ever compete. I just like lifting weights. Keeps me from being only partially crazy. So I'm not totally insane because I lift weights. It's good for your brain. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you bent over dumbbell for rear delt. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. So what you do, this is one example. This is one people always mess up. So I can do it on a pec fly. A lot of people do that. It's harder to screw that one up. People still do. I'm going to show you something. It's very hard to show because it's involving how to flex your rear deltoid. And it's hard to really isolate, much like isolating your lats. That's very hard for most people. Once they get their lats, they're good. But only the rarest of serious trainers can actually do their rear deltoid. So it might not come across in the video. I should wear a stringer next time. I was just talking with my girlfriend about that. But let's see if this works. So I'm going to show you. Here's a very simple old school exercise I see people doing. They'll either be seated or they'll be standing bent over. It's the same concept either way. So I'm going to bend over, okay? So another thing, stick your booty out and you bend your back down. Now I'm not totally parallel with the ground. That's fine. I'm going to be somewhat upright. See my arms? See how vascular and beautiful they are? No, I'm joking. So you can either go this way or this way, okay? So what I would do is keep your shoulders. You don't want them to come all the way back. A lot of people do that. You don't want them to hang. Like, you know, you're not trying to force them down. Just let them hang natural. Let's put it that way. Wherever they hang, okay? Now, what I'm doing is I'm going right here and I'm coming up. Now, if you watch, I'm not up here, okay? And I'm not down here. I'm not doing a row. It kind of comes on an angle. See where they are? That's the way your deltoid pulls it. But I'm only going to here. You can get close. Look at my back over here. So here's the thing. I'm only going from here to here is the motion. Here to here. Here to here. Now here's what most people will do. They'll do this. All the way up. Now if you watch, you probably can't tell through my shirt, but all the way up, you'll see my traps, upper back, and everything flex. They squish together. Like if someone puts their finger between there like a pencil, you'll see it all get squished between the muscle, like around the spine. You don't want to do that. You're not trying to train my back. I'm training my upper back. I'm training my deltoids. Now deltoids, just this little muscle right here. So all you're doing is here. You can watch my hands. Watch my arms. I'll stand this way so you can watch my hands. From here to here. And if I turn them this way, same thing. Some people get a better grip this way. It's fine. You can feel it better. See my hands? They're only here to here. Let's do them seated. Same thing. Oh, this is kind of low. It's all right. So same thing. You're only going here to here. In fact, let's get on a higher bench. A little better. So, stand on the end. You'll see people do this exercise too. But your back straight, you're not trying to round a bunch. Back straight, lean forward, and here to here. This is your delt. Right here. That's the only range you want. Not this. See how high my arms are going? That's flexing my upper back. We're not training upper back. People can't tell a difference, I think. They don't see that. We're not going up there. All we're doing is here. And if you watch my arms, they come out. They're like on a, this is the motion. Here to here. They come in front and they go out. And that's all that deltoid does. The deltoid kicks in from here and that's it. It stops. It goes from, it pulls your arm this way. Just like if you're staying upright, it pulls your arm to here. And then your back kicks in and pulls the rest of it back. We're not, so watch me from the front, from the back. So it's gonna be different because there's no tension. But my point is, rear delt does this motion. I can still kind of flex it. There's other exercises I could show you if I pulled on something, but here is your rear delt. That's where it stops. Too many people do this. And when you're doing this, you're doing all upper back. So it's a little more rare because a lot of people don't even train their rear delts. That's why you'll see someone and they'll look wide as hell in front because they have some they have some side, some side delts and some front because everyone's always so overdeveloped in the front because everyone's press, 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 shoulder press. I don't even do shoulder press. I have pretty good deltoids because you do so much dumbbell press and everything else, your front deltoids get so much work. But anyways, so that's a different point. So many people look good this way, but they don't have anything back there. And if you have a good back, like I have a good back, not to be all cocky, but I have a decent back. But if I didn't have rear deltoids, you look more narrow. That's what gives you the width from behind, your rear deltoids. And you'll see a lot of people, they have a slouching shoulder. Like this isn't here on them. So they don't have that bump back there. And that's just that little motion, that little exercise is your rear deltoid. Most people don't train them. You should train them. But if you train them like I'm explaining. There's other exercises. You can do a cable pull. That one people don't screw up. It's hard to. Well, eventually we're going to go over all these exercises. But like a pull to your face with the cable to face, well, I call them face pulls, okay? Now that's what you're gonna do when you get the rope. There's two different ways of doing it, under or over. Regardless, that's rear deltoid. And back, depending how you hold that one. But it's very limited motion and it's all that muscle. Because once you overextend, it's your back. And people don't have too many backs either. Most people are all chest and front deltoids and some lateral headed, some side deltoids, I'll say. But the ones that do have back rarely have rear delts because they never train them. So it's a good thing to train, but you have to actually focus on them. It's real high rep exercises. It's a high volume thing. It's like doing calves. No one's doing calves. No one's building their calves doing, 400 pounds on their calves going 3 reps. Same thing with rear delts. You want to tear a rear delt? Do that. Little motion. They're not very strong. They're meant to do 4 or 5 sets, high volume, pump 20, 30, 40 reps into them, burn them out, you're done. You know what I mean? That's how I do it, and that's how any of the pros do it. It's how a lot of people do it. You don't do real heavy on that. They're going to develop. Some of it's genetics, like everything in this. Genetics is number one in this sport. So you see some people eat like shit, don't know what the hell they're doing, built great, built like a Greek god. Don't have a clue what the hell they're doing. That's why you can't just ask anyone in the gym. You can't ask the big guy at the gym all the time because half the time they don't know what the hell they're doing or how they got there. They're eating McDonald's, Taco Bell, lifting weights, and it's just happening for them. But rear delts is one of those little specialty exercises a lot of people neglect. When they do them wrong. So hopefully this helped you.